Welcome in the next lecture in this course on signals and systems. So we have already started the third unit and we have discussed in the previous lectures about the trigonometric Fourier series, and we had discussed the concept of trigonometric Fourier series, that is the different terms which are there in the trigonometric Fourier series, and also we had solved some problems based on that Fourier series. Now another type of Fourier series apart from this trigonometric form is the exponential Fourier series. Okay, so this is you can say the another way of representing any signal. Now the exponential Fourier series is expressed as xt equals to summation n equals to minus infinity to infinity xn e raised to the power jn omega naught t. Okay, where this xn actually is called the exponential Fourier series coefficient. Okay, so this xn is calculated by using this integral equation 1 by t integral 0 to t xt e raised to the power minus jn omega naught t dt. Okay, so by using this expression you can calculate the exponential Fourier series coefficients of the signal xt. So this is the coefficient of exponential Fourier series and this is the expression of Fourier series. So first you have to find the coefficients using this expression, and then you have to put the value of these coefficients in the expression for the trigonometric Fourier series. Okay, so this integration, that is this 0 to t, this integration have to be performed over a full period. Okay, so if the period is t, so the limits can be from 0 to t, or it can also be from minus t by 2 to t by 2. Okay, so that is equally correct. So depending on the you can say in order to simplify our calculations, we can use either of the two ways. Okay, so sometimes this equation is called the synthesis equation. Okay, and this is called the analysis equation. Okay, but mainly you just remember that if you have to calculate the coefficients of the exponential Fourier series, you have to use this expression. Okay, so the Fourier series coefficients are actually the frequency domain representation of the signal xt. Okay, because each Fourier series coefficient, as you can see from here, that it is associated with a complex sinusoid of a different frequency. Now this exponential Fourier series you can say is just another way of representing the other form, which is the trigonometric Fourier series, and these two forms are identical, that is they carry identical information. Okay, but sometimes this exponential Fourier series is preferred just for the reason that it is more compact, and the expression for deriving the exponential coefficients is also compact than those in the trigonometric Fourier series. Okay, then due to certain mathematical reasons also this exponential Fourier series, it sometimes becomes easier than the trigonometric form to just manipulate mathematically. So for these reasons, you can say that the exponential Fourier series can be preferred, uh, but both these Fourier series carry the identical information. The two forms of the Fourier series, that is the trigonometric Fourier series and the exponential Fourier series, they also have a, you can say, relation with each other. That is, you can obtain the one form from another by using the different kinds of relations which exist between the coefficients of these Fourier series. Like these are some relations which I am just writing down. Okay. So these are certain relations which exist between the trigonometric Fourier series coefficient and the exponential Fourier series coefficient. So this a0, an and bn, if you remember from our previous lectures, these are the coefficients of trigonometric Fourier series, whereas this xn is the exponential Fourier series coefficient. So a0 will be equal to x0, an will be equal to x of n plus x of minus n, bn equals to j times xn minus x minus n. So okay, so this j is that complex operator which you are already familiar with. Okay, so if you have the value of xn with you, you can very easily calculate the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients from here, and if you have the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients with you, then you can always obtain the trigonometric Fourier series just by putting these values of the coefficients in the expression of the Fourier series. Okay, so this is the, you can say, the relation between coefficients of trigonometric Fourier series and exponential Fourier series. Now let us try to solve some problems based on the exponential Fourier series. So we will take the same problem for which we have already obtained the exponential Fourier series. So this was that sawtooth waveform for which we had already solved. So this is xt, the amplitude was 10, the period was 2 pi. Okay, this is minus 2 pi and so on. Now the question is here is you have to find the exponential Fourier series for this waveform, and using the coefficients of this exponential Fourier series obtain the an and bn of trigonometric Fourier series. Okay, so since we already know that the period is 2 pi here, then the value of omega naught will just be equal to 1. Function can also be written as 10 over 2 pi times t, that will be same because we have already seen this in the previous problem. Okay, now the solution will start. That first of all you have to calculate the exponential Fourier series coefficient, that is xn. So I will just write the expression for finding it. It will be 1 by t 0 to t integral xt e raised to the power minus jn omega naught t dt. Okay, so just put the value here of different parameters. So it will be 10 upon 2 pi and t e raised to the power minus j and t dt. So 10 upon 2 pi square so you must have some basic knowledge of solving these integrals. Zero to 2 pi it will be, so it can be simplified to j times 10 upon 2n pi. Okay, and since x naught is equal to a naught, so it will be calculated in the similar manner in which we have calculated a naught for the trigonometric Fourier series. Okay, so 1 by 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi 10 upon 2 pi t times dt, so it will come as 5. Okay, now you have with you the exponential Fourier series coefficient, that is xn. Now the next step is to just put the value of that coefficient in the expression for the exponential Fourier series, and it is summation n equals to minus infinity to infinity xn e raised to the power jn omega naught t. Okay, so since omega naught is 1 here, so it can be simplified to j and t, and now if you put the value here for different values of xn, because xn is obtained as j times 10 upon 2n pi. Okay, so for different values of this n, you can have different terms here, like let's suppose for this n equals to 4, so just you have to put the values here. This will be 5 j times 10 upon 2 pi e raised to the power jt and plus j times 10 upon 4 pi e raised to the power j times twice t, and so on. Okay, so now since a naught is always equal to x naught, so it will be 5, and an and bn you can just obtain by using the relation which I just gave you in the first slide. Okay, so that an will come as 0 and bn can be obtained as minus 10 upon 2 pi. So just by using these Fourier series coefficients, you can also write the trigonometric Fourier series here. It will be same as we have already obtained in the previous lecture. I am just rewriting it here. and so on. Okay, so this is how this problem will be solved. Now come to the next problem. Now before starting the problem, let me just draw the waveform given in this problem. This is a signal which is given. It consists of different impulses at different location, 0, t naught, twice t naught, 3 t naught, okay, and so on in this direction, and here also minus t naught, minus twice t naught, minus 3 t naught, and so on. So this is actually called the impulse train. This signal is called the impulse train because you can see here that there is a train of impulses which is present in this signal. Okay, now the question is that you have to find the exponential Fourier series for this given signal and sketch the corresponding spectrum for the impulse train. Impulse train is given to you, xt equals to del t. Okay, this is being depicted here. This is the impulse train, and from this result sketch the line spectrum and write the trigonometric Fourier series for this particular signal. Okay, so you just have to find first of all the exponential Fourier series, and then we'll see that how to plot its spectrum, okay, by using the exponential Fourier series coefficient. Okay, so now first of all you can see that the period of this waveform is t naught here. Okay, so the fundamental frequency can be calculated by 2 pi over t naught. Now this signal xt, which is the impulse train, it has this form of signal delta t minus n t naught. So you can see that for putting successive values of n, that is n equals to 1, n equals to 2, and n equals to 3. Okay, similarly n equals to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, you can obtain these different impulses which are located at different locations. Now there is one more thing which you can see from here, that we can write it as xt equals to delta t if your t is in between t naught minus t naught by 2 and t naught by 2. Okay, so there is only one impulse which is located here at t equals to 0. So if your t, that is the time, is in between this interval minus t by 2 to t by t naught by 2, then xt will simply be equal to a single impulse. Now why is this important? Now if you can just write the expression for finding the coefficient of this exponential Fourier series. So now I am putting the limits as minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2. That point I have already mentioned in the starting, that you can vary these limits according to the calculations. So whatever way in which the calculations will be simplified, that thing can be applied. So it will be xt e raised to the power minus jn omega naught t dt. Okay, then it will be 1 by t naught minus t by 2, sorry, minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2, and this xt is now delta t e raised to the power minus j n omega naught t dt. Now you carefully look at this integral which is written here. Okay, so this integral which you are seeing here from the sampling property, if you remember that we discussed in the first unit when we were discussing about the impulse functions. So by using that sampling property, the integral on this right hand side which I have marked is the value of this e raised to the power minus g n omega naught t at t equals to 0. Okay, because the impulse is located at t equals to 0, isn't it? So this can be simplified as xn equals to 1 by t naught. Okay, so this is the value of the exponential Fourier series coefficient. Now if you put this value in the expression of the exponential Fourier series, so it will be 1 by t naught summation n equals to minus infinity to infinity e raised to the power j n omega naught t. So this will be your exponential Fourier series. Okay, that is this expression. Now one more thing which was asked in the problem is that you have to sketch the spectrum also. So now there are two things. At first, by using this exponential Fourier series coefficient, you can draw the exponential spectrum for it. Okay, so exponential Fourier spectrum means just plotting this xn against the different values of frequencies. Okay, so if this is omega naught, 2 omega naught, 3 omega naught, okay, minus omega naught, minus 2 omega naught, and minus 3 omega naught, and so on. Similarly here also. So this is actually at n equals to 1, n equals to 2, n equals to 3. Okay, so since this xn equals to 1 by t naught for all the values, so it will just be same signal for all the instants of frequency. Okay, so this spectrum will be something like this. All the heights will be 1 upon t naught. So this is the exponential spectrum. Now the line spectrum which has been asked from you to sketch that line spectrum, now you will use this relation, that is C naught. If you remember that when we were discussing the trigonometric Fourier series, we have used this C naught and Cn. Okay, so I have told you that the variation or the plot of this Cn against n is the line spectrum. So C naught will be equal to x naught. Okay, and Cn, if you have the value of exponential Fourier series coefficient, then Cn can be obtained by using this relation, twice of xn, whatever be the coefficient of this exponential Fourier series, twice magnitude of that will be Cn. So in our case this will be now 1 upon t naught, and this will be 2 upon t naught for n greater than 1. So this thing actually is obtained by using this expression or this formula, that Cn will always be equal to twice of xn if n is greater than equal to 1, and if n equals to 0, it will be equal to x naught. So c naught will be equal to x naught and cn will be equal to twice of xn. Okay, so now you have the value of xn. Again you can plot the value of this cn against the different values of frequencies, or n you can say. So if this is 0, omega naught, 2 omega naught, 3 omega naught, 4 omega naught, and so on. Okay, so at 0 it is 1 upon t naught. So let us suppose that I represent this by this 1 upon t naught, and at all the successive values it is now 2 upon t naught. So whatever this height is, you just double this height, and this will be twice t naught, or 2 upon t naught, sorry, 2 upon t naught it will be at all the instants. This is 3 omega naught. Okay, so this is 2 upon t naught and this is 1 upon t naught. Okay, so this thing actually it is n equals to 1, it is n equals to 2, it is n equals to 3 and 4 and so on. So you can also understand like this. So this will be the line spectrum for this problem. Okay, and now one last thing which was asked, that obtain the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients also by using the exponential Fourier series coefficient. So again, just by utilizing the relation, that is a naught will be equal to x naught, so it will be 1 by t naught, and an will come out to be 2 upon t naught, just by utilizing that relation which was discussed in the last problem, and bn will be equal to 0. Okay, so all these three things you have to calculate. So now this is how the problems pertaining to this exponential Fourier series are solved. So we have discussed both the trigonometric Fourier series as well as the exponential Fourier series. We'll also try to solve some more, maybe 1 or 2 more numericals based on this Fourier series. Okay, so this was the continuous time Fourier series. Now there are also some properties which are related to this continuous time Fourier series that will be discussed in the next lecture. So this is the continuous time Fourier series, because continuous time signals are being taken here. When we will complete this, we will move on to the discrete time Fourier series. Okay, so but before that we have to discuss the properties of the continuous time Fourier series. So with this much we stop today, and the rest of the things will be discussed in the next lecture. Thank you very much.